It is currently predicted that 30% of students at a public four-year university are food insecure.
49% of students have had to skip a meal within the past month.
73% of students ate unhealthy or unbalanced meals due to financial constraints at least once in the past month.
49% of students struggle with finding culturally nourishing food.
37% of international graduate students at Mizzou are facing food insecurity.
40% of students have wondered where their next meal is coming from.
Only 1/3 of professors talk about food insecurity resources on campus.
Food insecurity is defined as a condition when people do not have adequate resources to feed themselves. That means either nutritiously or at all. It involves some experiences as reduced caloric intake, quality of foods, lack of variety in diet, disrupted eating patterns, and hunger as well. Students attending a university or college have a higher probability of facing food insecurity. For students who receive financial aid, it is not enough to cover costs of tuition and living expenses, particularly for four-year colleges. For low-income domestic college students, the Pell Grant is a major source of financial support, but it rarely covers the full cost of college attendance, particularly for students at four-year institutions. College students are at risk of food insecurity due to the high cost of attaining a post-secondary degree. In addition to domestic college students, international college students are at an even greater risk of being food insecure because they often have less access to transportation, financial support, and culturally nourishing foods.
Food insecurity in adults is associated with many different health risks, including decreased nutritional intakes, increased rates of mental health problems, depression, diabetes, hypertension, being in poor or fair health, and poor sleep conditions. In addition to health risks, students who are food insecure statistically have a lower academic GPA and are at a greater risk of not graduating. Students facing food insecurity employed a range of coping strategies to help reduce the effects of food insecurity, including buying less expensive food, working more hours, borrowing money or food from friends and family, and accessing charitable assistance programs such as food pantries and/or food banks.
A social condition that may influence students to being food insecure is asking for help. Studies have shown that students can be reluctant to ask support from others. By creating the Fuel Fund, we are able to help alleviate food insecurity across multiple different campuses by empowering students to develop a solution tailored to their individual and unique needs. The Fuel Fund will address food insecurity in innovative ways.
Our solution to food insecurity on college campuses is the Fuel Fund. Our vision is to develop an incubator where students at land-grant universities will be eligible to apply for funding to potentially receive between $20,000 and $100,000 for an innovative, campus-specific solution to fight food insecurity. The total funding per year will amount to $1 million. Proposals will be accepted if they can achieve self-funding independently in the first 2 years. The incubators will be located within current APLU regions and provide mentors and experienced entrepreneurs to assist students in developing and refining their entrepreneurial solutions. Connecting 130 land-grant institutions will create a network where universities can share their experiences, entrepreneurial strategies, and knowledge and create awareness. As the impact of the funded solutions compounds, the value of the Fuel Fund will grow exponentially.
The Fuel Fund has based its business model off of the Skoll Foundation, which is a social entrepreneurial incubator, because we'll be providing resources to student entrepreneurs attending land-grant universities across the country. The Fuel Fund has researched the College and University Food Bank Alliance and the University of Arizona and University of Missouri food pantries. Food pantries serve as a supplemental grocery program for students, faculty, and staff on campus. Many assume that students are able to get food outside of these services, but in fact, many campus food pantries are the sole provider of groceries for many students on campus.
At both the University of Arizona and University of Missouri, there are food pantries that are open to faculty, staff, and students on campus. These programs provide supplementary groceries to individuals in need. However, the EA has experienced a 500% increase in the number of students who they are serving each week, which equates to approximately 500 to 550 people a week. At NU, they have experienced a 60% increase in students coming to the campus pantry since the spring of 2019, and now serves upward of 450 to 600 consumers each week. The rapid influx of customers using the pantries indicates the need to implement new solutions to face the problem of food insecurity on campuses. By implementing the Fuel Fund, we also expect to increase the likelihood that prospective national and international students will be able to remain studying if they do not have the added stress of finding food sources, especially those that are culturally relevant and healthy while studying in America.
Campus pantries are a great resource for students, however, they're not an end-all solution and they're merely only a band-aid. Campus pantries are vital for feeding the hungry, but they do not address why students are food insecure in the first place.
Many college campuses around the U.S. are located inside or can be considered themselves as food deserts. This leaves students to rely on food available on campus, which is higher priced, less healthy, and is not culturally nourishing.
An important mission of the Fuel Fund is also to reduce the stigma associated with food insecurity. Food security resources, like the campus pantries, are usually hidden in locations, which adds the negative stigma of using these resources. In order to solve food insecurity with more than a band-aid solution, it needs to not only be talked about more, but also have increased visibility.
The Fuel Fund is designed to alleviate food insecurity nationwide, but also allow universities the ability to develop their own custom solutions. Food insecurity is unique because of diverse demographics, location, culture, and resources on college campuses. The Fuel Fund is special because it fosters adaptable solutions curated under guided mentorships and other Fuel Fund resources. Incubators will inspire college students to change the status quo of food insecurity on college campuses.
We are asking for funding for the first year of this program. In order for our incubator to be sustainable, we will seek outside funding during the first year to keep the $1 million bank available for future proposals. The Fuel Fund will require that all funded proposals must also receive 25% of the awarded amount as a match from the receiving institution. In addition, we require that the institution limits indirect costs to 10%, or the students will be required to set up their own organization rather than being an entity of the university. Possible outside funding sources we are seeking include an endowment, collecting university membership fees and funding, partnerships with organizations such as Feeding America, and other nonprofits that are attempting to alleviate food insecurity. Additionally, we will attempt to partner with corporations interested in improving their corporate social responsibility.
Universities have validated interest in funding this program due to the outcome of increased retention rates of food insecure students on their campuses. As our program grows and more campuses nationwide are using this funding to improve their community, there will be a tendency for cumulative advantages. It is our goal that with the success of the Fuel Fund, more corporations will want to fund this effort towards the alleviation of food insecurity on college campuses.
Imagine a world where food insecurity is openly talked about.
Imagine a world where college campuses no longer need food pantries.
Imagine a world where students have all the resources to eat nutritiously and culturally nourishing foods.
Imagine a world where students can solely focus on their studies without worrying about where their next meal is coming from.
Imagine a world where food security increases college retention and graduation rates.
Imagine a world where international college students have the same access to food security resources.
Imagine a world where this generation of college students ends the cycle of familial food insecurity.
My name is Andres Mesa.
My name is Austin Derma.
I'm Bridget Nabi.
My name is Christy Sims.
My name is Colleen Trukevich.
My name is Fatima Soto Herrera.
My name is Tyler Thorpe,
And we are the Fuel Fund.